The cabinet minister Nadine Dorries has gone on TV to expose Rishi Sunak and tell us exactly what he was up to as Chancellor. Now, you guys know that I'm not the biggest fan of Nadine Dorries or some of the government ministers we've had so far, but they know what's been going on the inside for the past couple of years, 2-3 years, and she decided to go on TV with Dan Wootton on his show to do an exclusive story and an interview to discuss her former colleague Rishi Sunak when he was Chancellor, and to tell us what the rest of the team were actually thinking of Rishi Sunak, especially in the middle of all the crises that they had to deal with, from the cost of living crisis to the lockdown days and everything else, and Brexit, Britain. This is really fascinating how when you hear about the insight that they have into this whole crisis.
You were obviously sitting around the cabinet table with those two men. Did you have any idea that they were plotting against the Prime Minister?
I have my suspicions, not least because when some difficult decisions were taken, like when we wanted to lift restrictions from COVID, it was very difficult to get the Chancellor at meetings to commit.
I mean, I'm not surprised. We've heard these stories before, that Rishi Sunak was difficult. There are a number of other ministers who were difficult. Matt Hancock was one of them, and Sajid Javid was one of them, and they kept causing trouble. They didn't even commit, they didn't even bother to come up with any solution to any of the problems we had. For example, the Dover crisis with the migrant boats and illegal migration and everything else. They put everything on Priti Patel, and she's not really the best minister, so she messed it up, but there was no support from inside the cabinet from these sort of people. Considering Rishi Sunak has access to the budget of the country, he has all that money, yet at the same time decided to use it for political purposes. This is what she's going to talk about, his campaign that was ready months ago.
Rishi had been planning his campaign to the letter, launched it the day it was ready, and everybody else is kind of like blindsided and thinking, what's going on? We've all been working so hard. How can he have been that campaign ready? Well, the answer is he wasn't working so hard. We all were. And I'm afraid we found ourselves in quite a difficult position.
Yeah, this was Nadine Dorries talking to Dan Wootton on his show. It is a bit weird. We have talked about this on this channel the last couple of days about Rishi Sunak being way too busy preparing his campaign, and the video that he did that allegedly was prepared within minutes and a few hours, even though the soundtrack and the clips that they had to find and all the recordings and everything else that he had to do talking to camera, usually it doesn't work that quickly, especially in the political system. These people are not that proactive. But it is what it is. Now we're going to come back in half an hour. We're going to take a quick break, come back in half an hour to talk about the backstabbers and where we go now as a country. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi and we are the media.